Greetings, everyone, on the last day of April 2023. Welcome to the Union Pacific Railroad Evanston Subdivision in HO Scale. My name is Daryl Cruz, owner and builder of the layout, and your host for episode 17 of season 2023. And this episode features some additional scenery work being done. I'm trying to get the entire peninsula completed, and did make some progress on that I would like to share with you to see how things are coming. But before I get to that, wanted to share with you a giveaway. I'm giving away this Athearn Genesis covered hopper. It's a 5161 Trinity covered hopper, and I'm giving it away, and I have some rules. Here they are if you want to pause this at some time, if you want to look through them. It's also at the community post on my channel if you want to see them. Basically, you have to comment on every video coming up. Actually started last Friday through this weekend, 1 week from today. Have to comment giveaway somewhere in there, and then you will be able to win. Now, you have to be a subscriber, and I have to be able to see that you're a subscriber. So to make it so that I can see that you're a subscriber, you have to make the settings where your subscription status is visible. So you go to your icon in the corner, and then you go down to settings. And then once you're at settings, you go to privacy, and then there's a thing here to make your subscription status public or private. Now it's private. Nope. Yep. Make it so that it's public so I can see. So anyway, get a chance to win a covered hopper. I'm trying to build the audience a little bit and celebrate 15,000 subscribers that I have on. I just reached that a couple days ago. So thank you to all the subscribers, 15,000. Want to get to 20,000 here before too long. But anyway, this is what I worked on here. Some additional scenery on the peninsula. This is the end of the peninsula. And as you can see, I have the plaster gauze all in place. Want to get rid of those seams, if you could see all those seams. So one thing I did is I painted it with a thin layer of plaster to kind of smooth everything out. And as you can see, I also painted the rails rust color, but if you look at the plaster, you can see how much smoother it is. Definitely helps when you put on ground cover and stuff, kind of smooth things out. The seams are pretty much gone. Everything's kind of sealed up, so that's definitely important to put that layer of plaster on. And then next step, after I painted the railroad tie brown for the ties, then I started to actually paint the scenery. Here you can see I again used the glue and fine sand and red oxide paint to paint the places where the tunnel portals are and where the railroad has dug. Here you can kind of see the effect that I achieved last week, and so I'm kind of trying to do the same thing here. So I painted where the railroad had cut into the mountainside for the rails, and I painted them the rust color, and then painted the rest of it Sonora Desert Sand color. And I followed that up with some ground foam, as you can see. To the left here is what I did last week, last couple weeks actually, and this is what I got done this week, just the very end here. I still need to ballast, as you can see. Now I got this far and I kind of was upset with myself because I ran out of the yellow grass color. So this is the green and yellow mixture. So I had to kind of stop right here, and I had to get in contact with Lombard Hobbies. They're going to send out some more fine yellow grass foam from Woodland Scenics. So we'll get that kind of going on there next couple of days. Again, this is kind of how it blends in with the existing scenery. So pretty good transition. As you can see, I also painted the fascia on this little section here. And again, I stopped here because I ran out of the yellow. And I also painted the tunnel portal, as you can see. So pretty cool looking cut through there. There you can kind of see how the whole thing looks as far as how it fits in the room. I'm really liking the way all this is coming together. The black skirting with the Sonora desert sand fascia, and that also transitions onto the layout. And then the Wyoming look of prairie grass and bushes or brush, you could see, you could say. And I'm going to add static grass yet to all this, and maybe some trees here and there to hopefully make it look a little bit better. But pretty happy with the way this turned out. It looks a little more pink here on this video than what it does in real life. Looks a little bit darker. But pretty happy with the way it all turned out. Didn't get a whole lot done. That's not very much for a week, but I did spend a couple of days getting all the resistor wheel sets completed. So almost all the cars on the layout have resistor wheel sets. So that took a couple of days. I did about maybe 150 to 200 wheel sets. And I see how the train looks running through. This is Emory. The scenery through here, the rock color kind of changes from the red oxide up in the hills or the mountains, the Wasatch Mountains. Comes down towards Emory, and between Emory and Echo, it turns more yellowish red. And then when you get down to the Devil's Slide area, it's pretty much gray. So it's pretty interesting how you have the different color rocks as you go from one part of the layout, one part of the railroad, one part of the geography to another, basically the valley of Salt Lake up to the summit of the Wasatch Mountains. This is a local train. I am going to revisit this tunnel portal, use the sand and red oxide paint on there and kind of redo this. I haven't painted the tunnel portal either. So I'm going to kind of redo those and upgrade it to what I've done at the Curvo Bridge flyover area and going up to Wasatch. There it goes under the Curvo Bridge at the flyover. You know, when I get all this done, I still got, some weathering to do on the bridge and the piers, and I have the railing to put in yet on the bridge. Guardrails on the tracks going into under the bridge and on top of the bridge. And then here we come into the new scenery. You can tell the area where the track is not ballasted is, of course, the part that I did this week. One thing I really like about this, it kind of struck me as I was running trains through here, is it really shows how the scenery kind of mountains or kind of dwarfs the trains. So you really get a idea of the trains looking smaller next to the immenseness of the mountains. Now, of course, this here will eventually look like the rest of the scenery once I get the more foam from Lombard Hobbies. I talked to Andrew today, and he's going to send some out tomorrow. Should get it by Tuesday, and then we'll hopefully get it all the rest of this done by Wednesday. My goal for this week is to have the scenery completed to this stage right here all the way up to Wasatch, and then hopefully have it ballasted as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the ballasting done because I have an op session on Saturday, May 6th, and if I'm going to do some ballasting, I'm going to have to make sure I get that done like Thursday morning at the very latest, because when you put the water and the wet glue, the bonding agents onto the ballast, it conducts just enough electricity to turn on the detection section. And it takes a couple days for it to dry to the point where it no longer is conducting electricity and showing up. So I can't do it. I might be pushing it, even doing it Thursday morning. So I may not get the ballasting done, but hopefully I'll have this scenery part done up to Wasatch. And then we have an operating session on Saturday. So that should be a lot of fun. Here we're coming down the Wasatch grade. The dynamic brakes are on as it descends the grade. All through all this scenery here, I am going to put static grass on. Right now, the foam just represents the shortest grass. You know, basically stubble grass. Definitely want to get in some longer grass, even though a lot of it will still be yellow with some green in there as well. And I still have some roads to put in. I want to put a trailer in between the tracks. There is a trailer house. I assume somebody lives there with a couple of old beat up cars and stuff. So that's going to go between these two tracks. There's a little flat area there. So I need to put in some roads to go with it. So still a lot of details to do here. Again, I want to get the peninsula pretty much done all the way through having static grass and scale trees and roads, hopefully weathering of the area. So I want to get the whole peninsula done before I move on to something else, which will probably be weathering. Here you kind of get a look at where I stopped. Still have to paint the fascia here. So again, this week I hope to get this completed here. Get the yellow grass on there, make it more matching the rest of it, and then we'll need to paint all this, put a layer of plaster on it. And so hopefully we'll have it all looking fairly complete scenery-wise all the way up to the top of the Wasatch grade. Don't think I'm going to get the tracks ballasted. Maybe some of it I will. Really like that cut in through there. All right, let's see a coal train going through. This area here, the Castle Rock area there, and this first tunnel was actually completed about a year ago. Mark Bridgewater came and helped me with that. And then we didn't do any scenery until Mark Bridgewater came back again this February and helped with some more scenery work. Got things going from Curville all the way up to Wasatch. And then I've been working to complete that. Scott Chatfield also came up and helped, so the three of us worked on getting the basic scenery form on And then I did all the plaster gauze and plastering, painting, and putting the finishing touches on. All the ballasting. People who run on the Union Pacific actually call this the flyover, not curval. Not really sure where the word curval came from. I did a search of some of the Union Pacific documentation, some of their timetables, and there was a mention of curval at that location, but it was listed as a business track. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Here we go, coming through the new cut. Let's see it from both directions. Again, the scenery kind of dwarfs the train here. I think that looks pretty cool. Look even better with some ballast. By the way, you notice I do have 3 locomotives at the head end of this train. Some people have commented why I only have 2 engines at the head of each train. I think I have at least 3 trains that have 3 locomotives. But I do have a lot that are just 2 and then maybe a DPU somewhere in the middle or at the end. This is going to look really cool once I get all the rest of the scenery on and everything on ballast. Definitely a cool scene. Make sure you take some time to enter the giveaway for the covered hopper. Again, all you have to do is comment giveaway, and you can spell it giveaway or you can give-a-way. I'll probably, when I do this, I'll just do a search for give, and then I will make sure I have it turned on for subscribers, and then I'm setting up a spreadsheet. I already have a spreadsheet for the first video. If you haven't yet, make sure you go back to Friday. There was a live stream video on Friday. You have to comment on that one. You have to comment on this one. And then there's going to be a few more videos, I think 1 or 2 this week, and then the update next week. So at least probably maybe 3 more videos, and you have to comment giveaway in each of the videos. And like I said, I'm setting up a spreadsheet. Put everybody's name in there and check it off, making sure you are a subscriber, making sure you did the comment thing on each of them. And then I'm going to print it out, cut all the names up, put it into a little basket, and I'm going to do the drawing sometime after May 7th. There will be a live stream, and we'll do a drawing, and you'll be able to see live who won the covered hopper. And so I'm looking forward to that, looking forward to giving that away as we see the end of the train here coming across the flyover. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a great weekend, and wish you the best week this week coming up. Everybody have fun and take care.